Look at the cute little gosling I made for you. Get comfortable? Now I'll show you how to make one too. I've already made one half of our keychain. Look at what a cute little guy we've got here. All right, now I'll tell you what we need for this. I used 46 of these white crystal beads for one side. Then some yellow ones, these crystal ones here. Mine are 6 millimeters or 5, I don't remember exactly. I think 5. 8 pieces for one side as well. And one brown bead for an eye. You can take black or just something dark. A hanger, so our keychain can be hung somewhere. So for both sides, we need 92 white, 16 yellow, and 2 dark ones. In this case, mine are brown. I don't know exactly how many we need for joining, but estimate, roughly, maybe we'll need another 20 white beads and 3 or 4 yellow ones. About that amount. So let's get started. I chose 0.4 millimeter fishing line for these beads. It's quite thin, but it allows for passing through multiple times, which we'll need here. Okay, let me cut about 1.5 meters, and we'll start from the bottom. We put on 2 yellow beads, 1 white one, and 1 more yellow. The beads are small, but I'll still weave with a loop while possible. I'll weave some parts with a cross stitch so it's easier to go through a second time, as loops can be tricky. Tighten it up like this. Our first square is done. Next, look, the white bead should be on top. The line comes out of the yellow bead up and down. On the bottom line, we add, let's see, 2 yellow and 1 white bead. Here, I will weave with a cross stitch so we don't have trouble moving the line later. Right now, it will be a bit flimsy, but after the second pass, it will be firm. See, the line has moved to the second row. Now watch what we do. We need to make 2 squares to the left, then move the line and continue weaving in this direction. So on the right line, we add 3 white beads. 2, 3. And since we need to go through a second time, I'll use a cross stitch. The weave turns out a bit shapeless. You still need to pull it tight. Next, on the bottom line, add 3 more white beads. 1, 2, 3. I'll also weave using the cross stitch method because later, when we join the edges, we'll need to go through a second time. That's all there is to it. Now pull tight and set the beads in place so nothing is loose. If there's a gap anywhere, tighten the fishing line. This is what your piece should look like right now. What do we do next? We need to move the fishing line into this bead. I'll explain, but I'll do it off camera. So we take the right piece of line, down to the right and up. The left piece of line goes down to the right, up to the right, and down. Once more. And then into this white bead to the right. I'll do this off camera and come back to you. Okay, I've finished moving my line. It comes out of the white beads, going up and to the right. Now we need to make 3 more squares. Here, in this direction. We put 2 white beads on the top line. They are tiny. I can't seem to find the holes in them. Okay, let's make a loop and secure it. Actually, you could use cross stitch here too, because we'll need to transition. Here later as well, but I feel like my whole piece might fall apart. Okay, I'll weave the remaining two with a cross stitch. I'll give it a try. I'll turn the piece like this. I'll put one white bead on the left line and two on the right. We'll weave a cross stitch here. Let's pull everything nice and tight. Okay, and the last little bit right here. Look at how my piece is sitting. I'm putting 3 white beads on the right line. I'll also use a cross stitch here, because we'll need to move the line later. Just like that. This is what your piece should look like so far. Here is the end. Now we need to move the line into the adjacent bead. Again, how do we do that? We move the right line down, left, up, left, and the left line down, left, up, and right. The 2 lines will meet in this bead. I will do this off camera. We've moved our line into the second bead. Now we need to make 4 squares in this direction. So put 3 white beads on the right line. Oh, missed it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll use a simple loop here. Next, pass the bottom line through the bottom bead. They are so small, it's so hard to get into them. But the smaller the beads, the more delicate your keychain will look. Okay, threaded. Or rather, pass through. Put 2 white beads on the top line. Two. Let's see. We'll need to move the line one more time. Actually, no, we won't. So let's finish everything with them. We just won't need to finish 1 square in the next row. So we will calmly weave this row using a loop. Again, pass the bottom line through the bottom bead. Put 2 white ones on the top line. That's it, secure. And the last one, pass the line through the bottom bead. And onto the left line, put 2 white beads. That's all. Secure it. Next, in the following row, we will need to make 2 crosses. And we will also weave them as crosses, because here we will later transition to single stitches. Therefore, put 3 white beads on the left line. 1, 2. And weave them crosswise. Pass the bottom line through the bottom bead. And onto the right line, put 2 more white beads. I'm also weaving it as a cross. Now we need to move our line to the adjacent bead. Just like we moved it here, we move it there. So we've moved to the adjacent bead, and now we need to make the neck and head of our goose like this. 4 crosses upwards. That is, we put 1 white bead on the left line and 2 on the right. Everything here can already be woven with a loop. Connect them. The first square is ready. We weave the second one exactly the same way. 1 white on the left line, 2 on the right, and a loop, and that's it. Secure it. The second square is ready. Let's make another one just like it. The third one. Connect them into loops. Well, in the fourth one, we will turn our line. Put all 3 white beads on the right line. 1, 2. And connect them into loops. As you can see, our line has turned in this direction. Next, turn the piece like this. Put 2 white beads on the right line. And 1 dark one, our eye. Make a loop and secure everything. We are already on the home stretch. Bottom line, through the bottom bead. And put 2 white beads on it. Secure everything in loops. Tighten it. And the last one here, on any line. Put 3 yellow beads and secure it. It is better, of course, to secure it with a cross now because at the end, when connecting, we will need to pass through the edge beads one more time. So I will make a cross now and simply hide the line, just like we did for the transition, hiding it through the beads. That's it, I've hidden the line. On the second part, as you can see, I still have some left on the first one. If you also have a large piece left, do not cut it off on one of the parts because we will use it to attach them together now. So I have prepared 23 white beads and about 6 yellow ones. Yeah. We'll see in the process how many we need. Maybe add some somewhere, maybe remove some. Don't forget about our hanger. I think it will look great right here, but since we started at the beak and finished at the beak, we'll attach the hanger at the very end, so don't put it too far away, so you don't forget. So what are we doing now? We finished on a yellow bead, so we'll start with that one. My line is coming out downward and upward. We thread a yellow bead and insert it from top to bottom into the same bead on the other piece, like this. We'll connect them like this, following the colors for now. So far we only have yellow ones, so we insert another yellow one next. Make a loop and connect them. Secure it like this. Next, join the 2 pieces and run the left fishing line through the neighboring bead, and it's also a yellow one for now. Turn it over and do the same on this side, going into the next bead. This is what I was telling you about. The edge beads must also be free. So I think we have white coming up next. So we add a white bead, make a loop, and connect. And connect. Yes, it tucks in there and continues. Nicely by color. Moving on, we continue through the adjacent beads. Insert the left line into this bead. Pull tight, turn it over, and on this side as well, insert the line into the adjacent bead, which is already white. As you can see, one of my ends is longer, and the other is shorter, so I'll keep adding beads to the longer one for now. I add a bead, make a loop, and connect until they are roughly the same length. That's it. Continue along the perimeter through the adjacent beads. Connect the middle with a single bead. At the end, attach the fastener for our keychain ring. And that's it. Our goose will be ready. I'll show you one more. Like this, we've moved on to the neck. Don't skip a single bead. Just follow the path they take. Not to the right or left, just straight ahead. Well, I can't seem to get it in here. Okay, let's take one white bead and connect. That's it. Keep connecting everything along the perimeter like this. Once again, don't forget about the hanger. I will come back to you when the piece is completely finished. I also want to remind you that I have a video course where I teach how to weave from scratch, containing 11 lessons on various topics that will teach you how to create beautiful items like these, even if you've never held a fishing line or beads before. And as a bonus, there is a final video tutorial, a full masterclass on a Shambhala beaded handbag. At the end, once you have learned all the basics of weaving, you'll be able to make yourself a beautiful beaded bag. Message me directly or leave a comment. I want a video course, and I will send you all the detailed information on how you can purchase it. But for now, let's keep beading. There, I've joined our goose together. Look at what a handsome guy turned out. So I counted, and for the connection, I needed 5 yellow ones and 25 white ones. So in total, for the whole piece, I needed 117 white beads, 21 yellow ones, 2 black or dark ones, and 1 charm. This is the kind of handsome piece you'll end up with. But go for it, you'll succeed too.